trauma bonds. Got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal game. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was one and the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hoop MCs, brought to you by myself and my co-host Nassim. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Hassan? How are you this week?
I'm good, man. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer to this mic. So this episode, it's going to be a little bit different than what we have done in the past. So I don't really want to talk about the NBA today.
Nah.
Instead,
we are Hoop MCs. Okay, just to clarify.
We are. It is basketball content, nonetheless. Yeah. So I was talking to Nassim, and I'm like, hey, Last Chance U, there's a show on Netflix. Watch it. And then he was like, all right, bet I'll watch it. So I checked up on him on Saturday or Sunday. I'm like, hey, man, we should do a podcast episode about this. He's like, all right, yeah, I can. I want to watch like 2 episodes. So yesterday night, I texted him as I was about to fall asleep. And I'm like, Last Chance U, ? He's like, yeah, I'm on episode number 6. I'm like, holy shit. This dude put in 6 hours on a Monday.
I did as soon as I clocked out for work, just straight Last Chance U, man.
My guy finished the whole series in one day. That's dedication, bringing you the best content on the internet.
So you guys better enjoy this episode because this was for you.
Hey, honestly, amazing show.
Yeah.
Hands down, one of the best sports. It's not a movie. It's a kind of like a docuseries, a documentary series.
Yeah.
Best documentary series I've ever watched.
Yeah,
Hands
it was. First off, I could sit there and watch that for honestly days. That shit was so good to watch. I think the reason I enjoyed it so much was just because everything was actually real and genuine. It wasn't like some High School Musical bullshit. You were kind of you were watching actual hoopers hoop and go through real life struggles and how they were bouncing back and how the coaches were getting them through it. So that was, to me, was just something really cool to watch.
Yeah, and there was no fake drama or it wasn't embellished. It wasn't like what the heck is going on here? This isn't a real problem. It was there wasn't really drama. There was you got to listen to different players' stories and you heard their tragedies. I'm not gonna do it. Well, you know what? I don't care. We're gonna talk about it anywames. So,
yeah, if you're watching this, spoiler alerts.
Cut it right now. Go watch it, and then come back and watch this Come listen to this podcast afterwards. But man, you get to listen to a couple of these players' tragedy stories. Not all of them, but some of them. And so it was really cool because certain episodes were focused on certain players or just certain characters. So I really liked how they did that.
Yeah, I think what the hell was his name is Joe, right?
The
guy that played
Joe
against
Hampton.
Ben Simmons. I had no idea who he was until the show.
Dude, I saw that and I literally said out loud oh my god, he played with Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what the hell, dude? And it was crazy how he was at the top, and then what happened to bring him back down to ECLA? What is it? ECLA?
ECLA, yeah. So no,
or
is it
ELCA?
ELAC. That's what they say for short. ELAC. Yeah. So he had gone through some injuries. I think. Lower leg. That's what I understood.
Yeah.
That set him back, and then he kind of just talks about the mental aspect of how that took a toll on him, how he almost quit on basketball. He actually he picked up an addiction, how that landed him in jail. And
he was in jail a week before tryouts.
Yeah. And then basically the coach was able to kind of write a note to the judge to get him out of there to play at ELAC. But Joe Hampton, that's one of the main characters. I was sort of kind of annoyed with him at the beginning, just because I don't know. I was annoyed, and then when it got to his story, I kind of like I vibed with him a little bit more. Like I understood where he was coming from.
Yeah.
So yeah,
His change in character over the course of that docuseries was easily the best transition in my opinion.
Yeah. They had, I would say they maybe had like 4 main characters that they kept going back through, like Joe, Deshaun, Malik, and I would say KJ. Yeah.
And by the way, as soon as they showed KJ, I knew that guy was a hooper. As soon as he came up on the TV, I was like, yeah, he's the best one on the TV on the team.
Yeah, it's so funny because like KJ is such a chill dude. Like he doesn't care about anything. He's like, it almost sounds like he's about to bust out laughing when he talks.
But that motherfucker would just go in and dunk on everybody, dude.
Yeah, man. Like this guy literally had like 7 alley-oops per game, man. He actually ended up with probably, I don't know if you saw his story or the ending, but he got probably one of the best offers.
Yeah, which school was it? I forgot.
It was USC.
Yeah, wow.
He's only 20 years old. Like I think Joe is a little bit. He's definitely the most seasoned, but they talk about him as if like he's probably the most ready, just because of, and obviously like he has game, but it's also because he's like older, so he's a little bit more seasoned in that regards.
Yeah. Do you see any of them like actually making it to the NBA?
So I actually wanted to go and look at their stats. I looked at everyone's stats, at least for like the main ones. I don't see anybody making it pro. I thought about KJ for a little bit, and he could. He's 6'6", first of all. He seems like he has a really big body for a 6'6" guy. But the NBA anyways is all about like small ball. So like if he's like good defensively, which I don't know if I got that from the series, but I don't think honestly any of them can make it pro. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm dying on something right now, but I'm sitting here trying to hold in my coughs. I agree with you. I don't think any of them would make it to the NBA. I don't even think any of them really dreamed of it. They all just said they would go pro anywhere. I think, you know who could, if he just would work, and he kind of developed that later on, Malik. If this guy would just grind and stop like complaining and playing lazy, I swear he would average 30 on everybody. Not in the NBA, of course, but in college.
I thought about Malik. He's 6'9", like you said, but he moves really well for his position. But like you said, I don't think he's passionate really I don't think he's as passionate as some of the other guys. Yeah. But
every time they panned him, he was playing video games.
Yeah. And I don't even think the dude had any sort of like struggle. He was just kind of like a college kid, just a messy dorm room living with like 2-3 other guys. Yeah. He's like, yeah, dude, I swear to God, we're not going to lose first round.
I mean, they didn't, but...
Dude, but...
What's his name? Deshaun? He reminded me so much of Logic, and I just don't know why, dude. Did you catch that vibe from him?
Yeah, I mean, he he's mixed.
Yeah, but I think it was more of like a personality thing more than like a physical appearance. I don't know. His character seemed more like Logic for some reason.
A little bit. I could see that. Who was your favorite character? Not even just player. Like, it could be one of the coaches.
I don't know what the hell was his name? The dude who did the boner thing. Just because of that, he has to be my favorite character.
Is it Keese or is that his name?
I don't remember.
Or I don't remember. Oh no, it was the dude I think with like remember at the very end he was like, man, fuck Corona. Yeah. I'm like, dude, that's literally been the mood for 2020 from everyone.
For clarification, what scene I'm talking about? They were at a cabin.
It was like, yeah.
That was the best episode, by the way, of the series. And so they were doing a skit where they have to mock their coach, and it was, I guess, I don't remember his name, but he goes up and he's doing the thing. He grabs the teammate. He's like, "You can't stay like this. You got to stay like this." And then he fakes a boner in his pants, and everybody just starts dying.
Oh man, I busted out laughing. I love that episode, man.
Yeah.
Like, everybody got along, and not got along, but like there was like everybody was just having a good time there.
Yeah.
And
Who would you say is your favorite character then?
man, I think honestly, I liked everybody whenever they highlighted, like when they put the spotlight on those players that episode. I liked them even more and more. But I would say honestly, like it's a tie between Deshaun and Joe.
Yeah, same.
So
honestly.
yeah,
That's my serious answer. Deshaun and Joe.
yeah, just because like Deshaun, he was the guy that I said he had tragedy in his life.
Yeah.
But he dude, remember the final game? Essentially, like he first of all he was playing with like a broken toe, and then
Yeah.
second he like went down, went to the bathroom, just literally puked up a gallon of vomit,
Yeah.
washed his face, went back in the game, and just started going off.
Yeah, I think that's why him and Joe were so likable, especially Joe towards the end at least, is because they're like their leadership, and then freaking Deshaun he was hilarious when he was insulting the refs every single time. He would call them ugly to their face or something like that. But just their leadership, and he would just bounce through everything. Like that guy he was really cool.
You know what made me super uncomfortable was like whenever he would get benched, and then he's just like talking shit about the coach when he's like 1 foot away. He's like, "God damn, this like dumbass doesn't know how to coach." He's like, let me play through the foul trouble.
Dude, I cringed every time because I'm like, dude, how the hell are they not getting destroyed by their coach right now?
I
Like,
know
Yeah.
that coach is on a whole nother level though. Coach Mosley, like he damn near gave me an aneurysm just listening to him. I don't think he can go like more than 2 minutes at a time with a normal talking sound. Like, yeah, he's super passionate and fiery.
Yeah, the end of this the series whenever he's training his daughter basketball.
Yeah.
I just thought he was gonna start screaming at her whenever she missed a shot or something.
Dude, did you know that the 2020-21 season is canceled for them? You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that. That sucks,
Yeah.
man.
I know, because like essentially all like the NCAA is going on. I don't understand why they can't. Is it because it's a school?
I think it has something to do with the school. They didn't specify. I'm assuming it just has to do with the school.
Well, that doesn't make sense because NCAA are schools too. Like, I don't really understand.
Unless it's a
Why they
junior
couldn't-
college thing in Cali.
Yeah. By the way, we didn't even talk about kind of like the whole premise of the show.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Which is yes. So this is at East Los Angeles College. So it's a JUCO, junior college, and you have a bunch of these players. So they can, I think, stay there for a total of 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And their aspiration, and even the coach, like his main goal for these kids is to get them a scholarship so they can play D1. And so like the guys who are on the team but weren't getting playing time, like you had quite a few of those guys where they just didn't get that much playing time, but they all came from a background where in high school they were like the main guys, but they couldn't really crack the rotation because you had these kind of like these senior level, like these 2-year kids where, like Joe, for example, he's not a 2-year, he's probably like 3-4 years in.
Yeah.
And he's over there essentially finishing his last year at ELAC trying to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
So their aspiration is essentially not to go pro, but to get a D1 scholarship, because at JUCO, they didn't have that. They were just literally on the team. They were student athletes, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. Throughout the series, They just talk about ELAC's history, and they obviously highlight the season that we watched, which is the greatest season of ELAC history or whatever.
Yeah.
They go on like a 25 game win streak. They're on their way to, as soon as they get on the bus for the state tournament, the president or whoever calls and tells them the tournament's canceled because of COVID. So and that's how the series ends, unfortunately. Which sucks.
Yeah, and so we got to see the first 2 rounds of playoffs. I think they had like 3 more games before making it to the finals.
Yeah.
And the last game they played before it got canceled was probably like the greatest game that they've ever played. Not ever played, but they played that season because they were on the brink of losing. But it was just like so much drama. They like.
That's when Deshaun got hurt, right? Was that the episode?
No, he got hurt. I think in round 1.
Oh.
Like so he threw up in that game. Yes.
Oh. Okay,
But
okay.
and technically he did get banged up, I think. But like in terms of, remember how he iced his toe?
Yeah.
That was after the first round.
Okay. So round 2 was okay.
Yeah.
Round 2 was the intense.
Exactly. Yeah. And,
what happened? They just kept missing free throws at the end. That's what I remember. Freaking, they had like 3 or 4 attempts to close out the game, ELAC, and they just kept missing. And they gave the other team the opportunity to win the game, but Deshaun, I think, blocked it or came up with a good defensive play.
Did he block it, or I thought he just sort of like contested it? The guy airballed it, and KJ kind of secured the final rebound.
I think it was that.
Yeah, but
that was crazy, man.
Yeah, it's insane. Go ahead.
I just found myself, I don't know why, so emotionally attached, especially in the playoffs. Like when they were hitting threes, I started doing this just to like celebrate with them.
Yeah, dude, I remember I was in bed, and like, you know how there's certain moments like where the game like pivots to the other team, like whenever they started getting in a roll, ELAC, I kind of like started getting all fidgety, and then at one point I got up out of my bed and then I sat down on the ground, just feet tucked in stuff. I'm like, come on, man, y'all are riding a 25 game winning streak. Don't let it.
You're a little
like
kid
this.
watching your favorite team, dude.
Yeah, and whenever they started getting, like when it was in the playoffs and they showed the bracket, I'm like, oh shit, like March 7th, or I don't know if it was like March 7th was the second round game, and I'm like, damn, is this gonna like make it? And then, as you mentioned, like then they started talking a little bit more about COVID, and then they started like talking about how like the league canceled, NCAA canceled, and I'm like, damn, they're not gonna finish this out.
It sucks for us just watching it. I can't even imagine how they feel, like just having a once in a lifetime opportunity thrown away.
Yeah, like these kids were all like, literally, that's all that they were looking forward to. That's all they talked about. Like, man, I would have been like just outraged from a sports fan. Like whenever the NBA got canceled for COVID, I remember I got so depressed because I'm like, damn, man, like how long is this gonna last?
Yeah. Here we are, 1 year later. Literally.
Yeah, honest. So apparently Last Chance U, that's the name of the show on Netflix. They had like football series. I didn't know that.
I actually might watch it just because the basketball one was so good.
Yeah, and a friend of ours mentioned that like the football ones are really good. So I think I might actually end up watching some of those though.
Yeah, next week we may be football MCs. We'll see.
Yeah. But go ahead and make sure you guys check that show out. Like I said, once you get to around like the 2-3 minute mark of this episode, literally stop it because we just sort of ruined everything for you. And then just kind of revisit this episode. You're
saying this at the
share.
end of the episode? They've already gone through the whole episode.
Yeah, they did actually. Now that I think about it, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about this, to be honest with you. That's it.
Yeah, honestly, we're not paid advertising, or we're not getting paid for this, by the way. We just thought it was a really good show about basketball, so why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, maybe we could have probably prepared a little bit better to where we just didn't completely give it away, but
Whatever, dude.
I was waiting for my guy to finish 2 episodes. He finished the whole dang thing, so y'all have Nassim to blame for this one.
Yeah, my bad, guys. That show was just really good. I had to finish it.
Yeah. But go ahead, like, comment, share on this episode. Check out Last Chance U about ELAC. It's an amazing show. If you love basketball, if you love basketball document series, you're going to love this one right here. And we appreciate y'all's support. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. We're on those platforms. We're giving you guys 2 episodes per week, Mondays, Thursdays, new episodes. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Nassim, anything else?
I guess since we're on college basketball, let's go Cougs for March Madness.
Yes, sir. 2 seed.
sir.
When does that start, by the way? Is it Thursday?
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm throwing a day out there.
I don't remember. It's sometime
Yeah.
this week, but
Yeah.
that's all I had to say, honestly. Thank you guys for the support, and we'll see you next episode.
Peace.
Peace.
Trauma bonds, got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal game. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.